Welcome once again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to Mysteries from Beyond the Other Dominion. Now for the Corsican Brothers Syndrome. Roll tape. Time to turn to the paranormal phenomena known as the Corsican Brothers Syndrome, where identical twins feel each other's pain. But first, the trivia question of the day. Let me extricate here from its paper prison. The question: which actor portrayed twin brothers Mario and Lucian in the 1941 film The Corsican Brothers? Multiple choice, inverse alphabetical order. Was that actor Robert Taylor, Tyrone Power, Errol Flynn, Douglas Fairbanks Jr., Lon Chaney Jr., or Dana Andrews? Now the only prize for the correct answer is one pat on the back that you'll have to administer to yourself. If you want $1 million, call Meredith Vieira. But please, please do not call us. We do not have any operators to take your calls, and if we did, we still could not afford prizes. I'll take a sip of water and be back momentarily with that correct answer. Okay, I'm calling time. And let's take a look at the 6 possible answers. The actor who portrayed the Corsican Brothers, was it Robert Taylor, Tyrone Power, Errol Flynn, Douglas Fairbanks Jr., Lon Chaney Jr., or Dana Andrews? And of course I have to ask, is that your final answer? Tyrone Power? No, it was Douglas Fairbanks Jr. Now, the book, The Corsican Brothers, authored in 1841 by Alexander Dumas Sr. We do not know if he had actually heard about some cases or perhaps just conjured this up in his imagination. But down through the ages, there have been many anecdotal reports of the Corsican Brothers Syndrome, where one brother feels another's pain, especially twin brothers. For example, November 8th, 1975, Dublin, Ireland. Norris McWhirter suddenly keeled over, clutching his chest as though he was suffering a heart attack. But he wasn't. He was feeling the pain because his brother Ross, 30 miles away, had just been shot to death in the chest by IRA assassins. Now let's fast forward to November 19th, 2003. Lania, Hawaii. Keith Bolar suddenly saw a red clot form on his left hand and felt terrible fatigue. Simultaneously, in Iraq, 2 Black Hawk helicopters had collided. 10 killed, including his twin brother, identical twin, Kelly Bolar. In fact, Keith said that was the twin effect in action again, that they had experienced it throughout their lives. Now, it doesn't always just involve identical twins. For example, there's the case of actor Basil Rathbone, celebrated for portraying Sherlock Holmes in 14 films. Back in 1916, during World War I, in a trench, he suddenly felt a terrible feeling of depression. His brother, the same moment, had just been shot to death 200 miles away in a skirmish. Now, it also doesn't always involve something as tragic as death. For example, there's a case of a twin girl who developed a blister on her hand at the same moment that her identical twin had burned her hand on an iron. And then there's a case of just a 3-day-old baby who began whining. His twin brother in another room was suffocating under a blanket. His whining alerted the mother, who was able to save the child's life. Now, this has actually been put to the test in a laboratory where one identical twin was placed in an isolated chamber hooked up to an electroencephalograph while the other twin was in another room. In one case, the one twin boy placed his hand in ice water. The other boy, hooked up to the electroencephalograph, showed a response at that very same moment. And then in another case, a twin girl was startled by a toy pyramid exploding. Her twin sister, in the lab, showed a shock response. So what is this? Is this a paranormal effect? Is it simply sociological, that they grew up together? Or is it physiological, where they have similar wirings of the brain? We do not know, but we do know that with identical twins, these cases of sympathetic pain occur 3 times as much with other close relatives, so there's just a brother and sister, or mother and daughter, or father and son. Very intriguing. The Corsican Brothers Syndrome, for your consideration. Now, until next time, may the power of the cosmos and of the Corsican Brothers be with you.